It's been over 10 years since I was incarcerated. I do have friends that are still locked up that calls regularly or that writes and like, hey, I seen you in the newspaper. I just want to tell you, keep doing what you're doing. So, like, my name rings bells in there, good or bad. It's been over 10 years since I was incarcerated. I do have friends that are still locked up that calls regularly or that writes and like, hey, I seen you in the newspaper. I just want to tell you, keep doing what you're doing. So, like, my name rings bells in there, good or bad. The passion for cutting hair really came about for me in prison. I learned that you have to be more than a barber as a barber. You are a mentor, you are a counselor. Meeting the needs of people is probably my greatest strength in the barbershop. But it's actually a world out there that does not get to come in here, and it's not by choice. Some people really can't afford it. Some are homeless. Some are sick and shut in. So I've developed a passion of being able to take the service to them. Mr. Trent, what's going on, my man? While working on Cut King's mobile barbershop, I actually found out that it was illegal to do mobile cuts. I thought, I'm gonna be the one to change this. I'm gonna fight the law. And this time, I plan on winning. Growing up in Waterloo, I intermingled with the wrong crowd. I was in and out the juvenile detention center 15, 20 times. My first daughter was born 7 days after my 14th birthday. I had my second child at age 16. I was drug dealing, so I was taking care of them financially. I did a lot of damage to people in the community. I went to prison 4 times. My son, on one of the visits in prison, he was just like, Dad, I know you say your family is your #1 priority, but if we were your #1 priority, you'd be here with us and not in prison. So the turning point for changing my ways was my son. Knowing that he was looking for a better example. I got gray hairs from spending nights trying to devise a plan that would keep me free. In prison, I learned to like cutting hair. Seeing the reaction from people, seeing their spirits lifted from the haircut, that in itself grew a burning desire to become better. I realized that I'm more than just a drug dealer. I became the best barber in that prison in no time. After being released from prison in 2008, I graduated from Barber College.
You have to have guidelines and principles that society can accept and benefit from. And you're developing that. That's what I see in you now. You really have a caring attitude.
I do my best. I mean, I learned from you coming in. You call it barbershop talk. I'm gonna say I'm faking it till I make it, but I'm getting better. Everyone doesn't get to come to the barbershop. I just want to try to meet the needs of those that can't afford or just can't get around, period. I want to be able to bridge that gap for the community. Then one night I had a dream, a vision, and Cut Kings was born. Cut Kings is a mobile barbershop, fully equipped with hair washing sink, hand washing sink, Xbox, TV. I put the loud music in it, surround sound, put a barber pole in there so people know what it is. Who you play with on the WNBA?
The Sparks.
The Sparks?
Yeah.
Is that because you're a Los Angeles Lakers fan for real? And I started writing a business plan, but then I got an email saying that the whole mobile idea was prohibited. It was illegal to work outside the threshold of the traditional 4-wall barbershop in the state of Iowa. After finding out it was illegal, I was crushed. Again, another door being closed in my face.
You gonna provide free services, a service that's needed too. Why you gonna contest that?
Because of the law. I'm trying to make it make sense to myself, but that's what it is. The law says we have to.
When I first learned about this story, I thought this was insane. I couldn't believe that this day and age you could sell food out of a truck, you could groom dogs in a truck, but you couldn't cut a human's hair, even though the bus resembled a real barbershop.
This was just an outdated law. It's crazy on a number of levels. Who's harmed by a mobile barbershop? There's no victim in an economy that allows mobile barbering. We've got to do something about this case.
I got a phone call out the blue, and it's like, hey, my name is Tyler, from Americans for Prosperity. Been following your story. He asked for permission to just see this thing out like I'm here until the law is reversed. Learning of AFP was meeting a friend.
When you can see someone who's formerly incarcerated doing great things for their community, that makes society hopeful and maybe more willing to give those folks a second chance. It's important to make sure that William was empowered to have a voice so that he could share his story. This was going to be us working together to help tear this barrier down.
Right now, we are advocating for a very simple piece of legislation. It's one sentence, and it changes the definition of a barbershop to allow a mobile location to operate in the state of Iowa. Americans for Prosperity has been working with legislators on this issue for almost a year now.
When I look at the bill and how this started, it comes from the most humble roots you could ask for. And it just hit home because here was a guy that wanted to offer a service to the people in his district. So let's let William do what he does and do it well. So it's all about helping build relationships and spread the word that this is a good bill.
This is William Burt. He learned how to be a barber in prison. When he got out of prison, he bought a van to open a mobile barbershop truck. But then he found out the state doesn't allow that. So now what?
Having a mobile barbershop isn't legal, but he's hoping lawmakers at the state capitol will fix that.
Legislation is making its way through both chambers to change that. Although the odds might have been stacked against him, he knows he's on the right path now.
Talk to William Burt from Waterloo, a business owner working to change Iowa law to allow mobile barbershops, which I think is a good idea. William, please stand so that we can recognize your efforts to become an active and productive citizen of this great state.
We also are working with William, building a community of support around him. We've connected them to classes on how you can impact your legislature, to tell your story, and to be an advocate for yourself, to engage as citizen lobbyists to affect change in their state and in their community.
It doesn't matter what business you're in, we're a team in here. And that's what this is about, inviting some of the entrepreneurs in here so we can keep fighting for the community.
I'm a small business person. I heard your plight and I was like, damn, that's not right. What would be great for this community is for each and every one of these small businesses here to have that flair, to have that vision, to have the freedom and the ability to grow and expand, to get to these kind of events and to say, we're not afraid. There are so many great people in Waterloo, and thank you for being a candle to remind us of that.
This is a start in the communities, talking to your neighbors, talking to your people at work about your issues. If no one knows what you're going through, no one knows how to help. We're headed to the Capitol building. It's been a long couple years advocating for this law change in the bill, but it's happening. I can see what the future looks like for the business. Cut King service in the state of Iowa, and maybe our services needed throughout the United States. There's unlimited potential here, and I can only hope for it all.
A barbershop is now on the move in Iowa.
Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds has signed a bill into law that now allows them across the state.
And the bill passed unanimously, 49-0 in the Senate, 92-0 in the House.
No one was happier than William Burt.
Trying to hold back my tears.
He plans to take it to anyone without access to a barbershop.
Making a simple change to the definition of a barbershop opens up a lot of other opportunities in the state of Iowa. By changing this law, not only do we legalize mobile barbershops, but we really lay the foundation for bigger reform across occupational licensing and business regulation in our state. We hope that this story, that this bill inspires other people to step up and engage in the fight as well.
Americans for Prosperity definitely gave me a platform, a stage where it's not just me anymore. It's someone in the background that can actually help me fulfill this mission. Seeing that someone believe in me, that's kind of huge. I just want to be the change creator. That's kind of my goal for this whole thing, is to meet the needs of not only the facilities around town, but throughout the state, the communities, and then supply what they need. The biggest change about me now is understanding that nothing easy lasts. Anything worth having doesn't come easy. And that allows me to get up every morning and go to work. Keep trucking along. It's about you putting yourself in a position so you can make change. I got that same chair in the bus. It's cheap. I don't even know who this is. Hello?
William?
Yes.
It's Governor Kim Reynolds. How are you?
Oh, Governor Kim Reynolds. I'm fine.
Hey, I'm calling with some good news.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to let you know that I received your application to have your voting rights restored, and I have reviewed it, and you are eligible to register to vote again. So I'm calling to let you know that.
And to say congratulations. And we're going to be mailing you a certificate that confirms the restoration.
But I wanted to call personally and just say congratulations. I know you've been working on this for a while, and it's good job.
Thank you.
I'm really honored to do that, so.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I got a film crew standing here recording me with tears in my eyes.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I know it's really important, so I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Have a great day, and I'll be sending that documentation, the certificate to you, okay? But
Yep.
as of today, your voting rights are restored.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, you bet. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, you guys, dude. You could have had me ready for that. Man, that's crazy.
A debt that he had already paid was still looming over him. A man behaving like a super citizen that was really involved now in changing a law in the state of Iowa didn't have the right to vote in his elections. And if anybody deserves the right to have a voice in his government, it's William Burt.
So the doors are opening and not being closed. Thank you.
Hey guys, Ronnie Mac here. You guys know me as MrHairArt, owner of the Shops Salons NETWORK, the Hair Art Network, and the new Mobile Salon Network. I'm here at our new facility in Dallas, Texas. We're right here off the freeway. We've got a lot of traffic coming through here, so you know Mobile Salons is about to blow up. We are building, this is one of our locations where we build mobile salons. You can see all of the bays where we actually take in the buses and we create the Mobile Salon Buses here. Everyone asks us, where do we put them together? How do we do the process? Well, we're gonna show this particular building from start to finish as much as we can without violating too much of our privacy policies for our customers. A lot of the mobile salon operators don't like their buses being shown for their secrets of how they're putting them together and whatnot. So we're gonna show you guys how we're putting this shop together. how the business works, what we do to do the customization of the buses, and what all we put into them and all that good stuff. So you'll see that end to end. But if you're a barber or stylist and you're looking to go mobile, you need to go to our website, www.mobilesalons.com. That's where you get started. Get your monies together, get your heart right, and start getting serious about moving on this business, because it is taking over. If you're a barber that's sitting in a barber shop waiting on customers to come to you, you're gonna have a problem, because these barbers are going mobile. They're going to the customer. So they're getting their money automatically right off the bat. So you don't want to be the competition to that, because they're going to the customer and getting that money directly. If you're an investor, you want to be investing in a business that's safe, that is recession proof. Everybody has hair. You know, everybody wants to get their hair done, and today's day and age, everybody's looking for convenience, that convenience factor. So this is it. This is the mobile salon business. This is what we do. So we want you guys to come on board and invest in something that's actually moving, and it's going to be a safe bet for you to double, triple, even, you know, make even more money off of investing your money, putting your money to work. If you're an advertiser, if you're a sponsor or advertiser, this is a new wave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ronnie Mac here. You guys know me as MrHairArt. I'm showing this video today just to give you a heads up. Mobile salon display advertising is here. We not only have the ability to do custom vehicle wraps, advertising company brands and products, we now have the ability to run video commercials on the inside and outside digital displays of all of our mobile barbershops and beauty salons. Contact us now to sign up for one of our new hair art and mobile salon advertising packages.
Okay, advertising in mobile salons, even advertising in hair art, advertising on people's heads in hair art advertising, hair art designs. Go to www.mobilesalons.com. You'll see all of that information on how you get into this business and how you advertise and sponsor one or more of our buses. Is definitely going to be worth it. Man, look at all that traffic. Wow, we are going to blow up, people. We're right in the heart of Dallas, Texas, so we're
I guess I'm a risk taker. I just believe if you want something, you have to go get it. You know, you can't be afraid. Typically, everybody has their same old regular barber shop all over. And I asked my grandfather, who was a barber, what do you think, Granddad, if I put a mobile shop together on wheels? And he said, son, that'll never work, but it'd be a great idea. So I said, you know what? If you believe it, you can achieve it. But it's gotta be something nice, something fancy. So I decided to do the best for nothing, Mercedes-Benz Sprinter.
My company's name is Automotive Designs and Fabrication. We work on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter chassis, and we do complete upfits for different types of clientele. With the Sprinter vans, it's a big platform to work with. It expands everybody's imagination. Twain came in here and said that he wanted to have a mobile barbershop.
I told him what I wanted to do, and I said, you know what? I want this to be the best ever.
And he had actually drawn out what he perceived to be his barbershop on a doily. And that's how that all came about.
He saw the vision. He said, okay, we can do it. And his team, they put this thing together.
The guys had a lot of fun building that truck because of more custom work that we got to do. So they were using all their imagination.
The name of this barbershop on wheels is called Luxury Mobile Barbershop. I have everything a man would want inside of here. It's like a rolling man cave. What I have, first of all, is a custom leather tufted chair. Only one of a kind, so this is the only one basically in the world. In any high-class vehicle, you gotta have a banging stereo system. And I didn't just want one TV. I wanted 5 HD LED TVs. What happens if my clients want a beverage? I got a full selection of top shelf drinks that they can choose from. I have sink, so I'm able to do shampoos, conditioner. And after I'm done with the trim or the haircut, I got an automatic hair picker upper. And for hot California summers, you knew we had to have an air conditioner. Check this out. I got this backup camera. Parallel parking, no problem. What you see is not just the best barbershop on wheels, it's the best barbershop, period. My man Floyd.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is perfect for LA because with these people with the hustle and bustle, what they do, they don't have leisure time. So what I do, I conveniently maximize your time.
Hey, Twain, I got about 10 minutes. I need a haircut real quick. I'm at Hollywood and Vine.
Okay, yeah, you know, I'm not too far from there. I can be there in 5 minutes. I'll come pretty much anywhere that you need me to come. My man hurt. I give you the service that you want, an extra, and you leave, and I've saved you time and money. See you next time. It drives like a dream. I travel from Las Vegas to Calabasas to Beverly Hills to Hollywood, just anywhere. I'm able to do lots of things with this particular mobile barbershop. I'm just an average guy that had a vision. You can do whatever you want, just apply yourself. You believe it, you achieve it. And that's something my grandfather always taught me. And if he could see me now, I'm pretty sure he can. I'm pretty sure he's proud of me. Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Ronnie Mac. You guys know me as MrHairArt, owner of the MrHairArt Network, the Shops Salons Network, and the new Mobile Salon Network. Today I'm going to be showing you how to sharpen your hair clippers to where they cut cleanly and neatly. We're also going to be adjusting the clippers. I'm going to show you all the new tools that you'll be able to do this right in your own home or in your own shop. Stay tuned. Be right to you. Today we're going to be working on some clippers. We're going to be sharpening and adjusting different types of clippers. Here are the clippers, main clippers we're going to be working on. Is this type here. This is some, I believe these are Andes clipper, and I got two type here to work on. And as you can see, one of these is broken on the. Can you see that here? It's broken on the front, and that's what's going to cause a lot of your problems is when that blade is broken here. That can really cause damage to your customer, so you definitely want to look out for that, but I'll show you what you can do about that in just a moment. So here are the two types of clippers we're going to be working on. All right, the tools that we're going to need. First off, of course, you're going to need your handy dandy screwdriver. Okay, just a regular Phillips head screwdriver. This is the Phillips head, the one with the grooves in it. This is what you're going to need to take out the screws on your clippers. Now, I, of course, don't like wasting a lot of time, so I'm going to kick out my little drill here. This is just a little cordless drill. Works very well for working on smaller items, smaller things, like the clippers with the surge protector on it. And this is going to help your power output. Make sure you have a steady flow of power and no surging or anything like that, because you don't want your clippers to get extra jolt of power, especially when you're working on a customer. Next thing we're going to need is the tool for sharpening. Now, what I like to use is the Dremel, and this is a cordless Dremel here. This Dremel here has the buffer wheel on it. This is the metal wheel that spins when you turn it on. You can see it spin, and that's what I use to basically shine, buff, and even sharpen various types of clippers when I'm actually adjusting or needing to get them extra sharp to do the extra tight and crispy designs. I use the Dremel to do that. I also have a big buffer wheel, but we're not going to need that on this job here. We also have the extra tools and equipment that comes with the Dremel. Put put that there. We have some extra little gadgets here that sometimes you use depending on what you're going to need. You got extra plastic buffer wheels and cutting wheels. We have pumice stone wheels that when you use these, it actually grinds and gets the teeth on the clippers extra sharp. So we'll see what we need out of that in just a moment. And then we got our cleaning utensils. Good old 91% isopropyl alcohol. This is almost the strongest alcohol that you can get that's safe to use on your equipment as well as on people. When you're using this on your customers or your client, I recommend you dilute this a little bit with the 70% isopropyl alcohol and maybe some other astringents or oils to actually break down and not have it so harsh when you're using it on the skin. And then what we're going to use as well is your Lysol. This is a disinfectant spray. This actually cleans the clippers and the blades. It also has a lubricant in it that cools the blade. I like to use that when I'm actually using on my customers. And then we have liquid wrench. This is if your clippers are if they're rusted or if they're binding together or they're grinding together too hard. You use this and it'll actually lubricate them up to where they're able to move against each other quite easily. And then we have a bowl. We're going to actually put the alcohol in to cleanse the clippers, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And then here's an easy way if you don't have a polishing wheel or a grinding wheel, you can use something like this. These are actual sanding pads and finishing sheets. They're actual sanding. The material or the surface on it it's not gritty to where it'll leave scars in your metal. It's very smooth, but when you rub it across it, it actually grinds your blades down to where you can get a clean and very smooth surface for the blades to ride on when they're cutting. So these are very, very handy, and they're inexpensive. They're around $5 or $10. So you can use these instead of getting the more expensive polishing or sanding wheels or blade sharpening wheels. All right, let's go to the next section.
The Hair Art Network is finally introducing the tools that are used to create those wild and awesome barber etchings and hair art designs. The new Hair Art Stencil Kit. Go to www.MrHairArt.com to purchase your very own Hair Art Stencil Kit. Mr. Ronnie Mac, also known as MrHairArt, has created this product just for you. Inside this kit, you'll find the tools you need to create your own fabulous works of hair art. From the clear, durable stencils to the color pencils and hair art spray, everything you'll need to make more money easier and faster, whether you're amateur or professional.
To order this Hair Art Stencil Kit or any of our hair art products, call 1-800-406-7711, or you can order online at www.MrHairArt.com.
Order now and get in on the new, more profitable world of hair art.
All right, everyone, here we are, and this is the next section. This is what we have going on here. These clippers here, when you turn them on, you can see the little turn on portion here. When you turn them on, they're riding fine. The bottom blade actually here rubs up against the top blade. The bottom blade is a moving blade. The top blade is a stationary blade. It does not move. The bottom blade is the actual cutting blade, and it goes back and forth against the top blade, and that's what does all of the cutting. What you want to do is make sure that these blades are adjusted correctly and actually riding smooth against each other, and that's what's going to give you a clean, crisp cut and not actually scar or cut your clients. So right now I'm looking at these blades and I can see that they're not adjusted properly, so we're going to go ahead and start by unscrewing these, and instead of using those, I'm going to go ahead and get it done, because you can see that there's a problem with these. They're not cutting as well as they could be cutting. So let's take them off and find out what's going on here. And all you're doing is taking out the top of the screws, and this top head just comes right off. Okay, you can see there's a lot of hair down in there. We'll get rid of that in just a moment with our little brush. I didn't show you my brush, but we have a brush here as well, just a little toothbrush looking brush. But look at here, you can see this blade is very loose. You can see that there? This blade is very loose up underneath. Here's the top screws that holds it onto the clippers, these screws here, okay? And then these inside screws here they actually hold the bottom blade stationary, but you can see that blade is very loose. It should not be that loose, okay? So that's gonna be your first problem. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off and examine the blade itself on the other end, on the other side. And we're gonna make sure that that blade is nice and clean. You guys see my mat here. I always demonstrate on my cowhide. That's a product in the MrHairArt store. You guys can go to MrHairArt.com and see the cowhide that you can actually cut and do designs in and practice in. All right, we turn this over and you can see that the blade, the cutting blade, is sharp, so it must be new. These pair of clippers here they actually belong to Mrs. HairArt. So I can see that she must have just bought these, so these are new. They only need a little bit of polishing on the ends and down the back side, but I don't see any area that has any scarring or any rusting on here. So we should be able to just clean these, and they should cut. They should cut very well as long as they're cleaned and adjusted properly. So we're going to go ahead and take our Dremel, put on low. You got your low and you got your high. We do not need high. All right, so let's go with the low. And all you're going to do, as you can see, it has an arrow for the direction that it's turning. It's turning this way. So we're going to actually brush the same way, just to clean out any burrs or any stick up that may not be visible. And again, it's going that way, so you want to actually brush in the same direction that the blade is spinning. So if it's spinning that way, then that's the direction you want to actually turn, because the blade is going this way, so it's going to spin. And all you're doing is just going across the top of the blade, very lightly, very lightly. And you're literally doing a polishing of these blades. Let's see if you can see that here. And you can see as it's going across, it actually polishes as you go. Yeah, and along the sides as well. Just taking off any corrosion or any rust that may be on here. We're going to do the same thing with the bottom blade. Clean out the hair that's on there. And I can see a little bit of rust on here, so I'm gonna clean that rust off. And then I'm gonna come down in between the teeth. I'm gonna come down and clean. And I'm actually gonna sharpen a couple of these so I can see them being a little bit dull. My hands are pretty pretty steady, so I can go right in between those teeth and sharpen them with this metal grinder and get those teeth very sharp. Be careful because it does get hot. And you can see how you can see how that gets those teeth extremely. Come on here, camera, focus. You can see how that gets these teeth very, very sharp all the way across. Cool. All right. I'm also going to break out my my sanding. We're going to go with a 600 and just put a light little tap on them, just to make sure that they're sharp. I'm going to just put a light little tap on the wheel on these blades. So what you're going to do is take one of your sheets, lay it down on a flat surface, preferably a surface that has a little give to it. That way your metal actually absorbs into the sander. And we're going to take the blade, and then we're going to literally go side to side. A lot of people like to go up and down, but if you go up and down, you have to be very, very careful not to tilt the blade because you can start to dull the blade out from the top. So going side to side, make sure that all of the blades are getting the same amount of treatment. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of lube. And I usually use WD-40 on this, but I don't have it right now, so we're going to use the liquid wrench. Hit it with that, rub it in, and it gets very, very slick. Take our blade, put it down, and we're just going to go side to side. Go side to side. Light, light, light pressure. And you can see the little grimes, the little metal shavings that come off. And that baby is slick clean. Slick, slick clean. A little bit more. And you're just basically pressing down slightly just to get any burrs or any uneven sides cleaned off. I'm going to get our towel. Have a regular terry cloth towel or standard towel is fine. You can use paper towels as well, but I like to use the cloth towel because it gets it extra clean. And you're just going to rub it and take that all off just to make sure that you can see everything you need to see. A very clean blade. Sharp, very sharp. It's ready to cut. All right, we'll set that here. We're going to also do the same thing with the bottom cutting blade. Just lay it down on there and just go side to side. Just side to side, and it's going to clean off and sharpen that blade to where it's nice and even. Able to rub up against. Wow, look at that. Super clean. A little bit more to clean this edge. We're going to put a little bit more pressure on this side. Make sure that it's nice and even. There we go. And you can see how that's nice and clean. Ready to cut. Cool. All right, let's reassemble. Get this party started. And then when you turn on the clippers, you can see they're very smooth. As long as they got a very smooth motion and they're running nice and quiet, nice even motion, you should be good to go. We're gonna knock out this hair out of here. Hair does build up on the inside of here, and you have to be careful because you get too much hair build up, it will throw your clippers off. And that's simple. Okay. Guys, just take a regular toothbrush and you'll be able to go right down in there and clear out any hair. Hold on. Let me lay down your surface. I like to work clean. All we're going to do is take that toothbrush, dig down in there, turn it on, and clear that inside out. Okay? Just that easy. And with that toothbrush, you can see that head is small like that. It can dig down in there and clean out all of that hair that's in there, and you got your nice, clean, ready to cut hair clippers. We're gonna hit it with a little Lysol to disinfect it on the inside. Take out any germs from other people's hair. Then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of oil, very lightly. Dry it out. Toothbrush, dry it out, spread it around. You're ready to go. We're going to reassemble this top blade with the bottom blade. And this time we're going to make sure that they're tight and they're even. So we're going to take that bottom, a little dirt on there, we're going to clean it off as well. going to be that. All of that's going to be cleaned off with our alcohol run. And right here, you're just literally placing the screws on the inside. That's it. And we're going to hand tighten, and then we're going to adjust. Can you guys see that? Make sure you guys can see. All right. You can see that it is able to adjust up and down slightly. So as you move it, what you're going to do is you're going to now push these clippers, the blades. You're going to literally set them to where the gap is 0. What that means is the top blade is riding parallel with the bottom blade. As you can see here, that's probably about a 1. That's not going to cut very sharp. That's going to cut to where there's a light amount of hair still there. So what we're going to do is we're going to push it up. We're going to push the bottom blade up to where it's riding right along with the top blade. And we're going to tighten it down. And we're going to check it again. And you see it's up just a hair more than it needs to be. That bottom blade is up higher than the top blade. That's what you don't want, because that will mean the bottom blade is rubbing or running, and it's going to cut your client. So now, when you get it lined up, then you're going to tighten it down all the way. You can see you're able to push it. Almost there. Look at that. You guys tell me, what do you think? Perfect line. You got a tiny millimeter, or just a very slight edge, and that's to keep the skin of your customer from getting cut. And now we're gonna tighten them down.
Hi guys, Ronnie Mac here. You guys know me as MrHairArt. Reminding you, do not forget to get your hair show tickets to the Mobile Salon Expo. The website is www.mobilesalonexpo.com. The show's almost sold out, so you got to get your tickets now. Again, that website is www.mobilesalonexpo.com. There's going to be tons of buses there for you guys to check out, get on board, and actually see how these things run and what you can, how you can get in on the mobile salons. And for all you investors, we have the brand new Mobile Salon franchise that's also going to be debuted at the show. So that's the mobilesalonexpo.com. You get all the information there, as well as the tickets. And for all the investors and people who want to get into a mobile salon or into the mobile salon business, go to our website at www.mobilesalonnetwork.com, and they'll have all the information for you to sign up. All the pricing and everything is on that website. So get on board now to see the new world of mobile salons. Remember our motto: the Barber and Beauty Industry is going mobile. See you at the show.
In this section, we're going to go ahead and do our reassembly. Remember, in our last section, we adjusted the blade, got it set to a 0 gap to where it is all the way on the mark, where you can literally see the blade itself is riding right there with the top blade. The bottom blade is riding right along with the top blade, and that's what you want. Put the screws unscrew in here, and just barely tighten it down. You're not tightening it down tight yet. You're just getting it on there. So getting started. And you're going to grab your second screw, put it in there, and go ahead and get this one started. these particular clippers, you're going to hold the sides to where both of them are parallel, and then you're going to go ahead and tighten it all the way down. That, my friends, is a sturdy pair of sharpened and adjusted clippers. We're going to hit it. We're going to clean them first, and then we're going to hit it with a little bit of oil, and they're going to be ready to roll. We're going to test it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are very, very sharp. I mean, you're going to be able to get a crispy edge on that. So you got to be careful with your client, because you're going to get a very crispy edge with this. Now, we're going to go ahead and we are going to put our alcohol in a bowl, just enough to come up to the top blade on your edges. And literally, you're going to set your blade down in the alcohol, just like that. Take a look at that. Let's see. Let's zoom in on that. You're going to see how see that hair coming out of there? It just brings that hair out of the clippers. Now you don't want to dunk them in there. You just setting the blade down in there, and that hair just generates towards the alcohol and comes right out of your clippers. Out. You see all that hair that came out of there that we couldn't see before. That alcohol ball right out. Gonna dry. Flip it off. Just shake and dry. You don't want to leave the alcohol on there, even though it's not going to rust up like immediately, but you don't want to leave the alcohol on there for an extended period of time. You want to hit it with a little bit of Lysol. That's going to disinfect it. This is going to be twice you hit it with Lysol. Then you're going to hit it with your WD-40 or your liquid wrench. Make sure it's running smoothly. And then you're going to hit it with the Lysol again to sanitize it. The Lysol will not rust. The alcohol in Lysol is different chemical components, but the Lysol will not rust. It actually has agents in there that lubricates the metals, and I've been using it for over 20 years, and it is perfect. It runs perfectly. It sanitizes the clippers absolutely perfectly, and I've had no problems with customers breaking out or having an allergic reaction or anything to the Lysol. There's some chemical coolants or blade cleaners that my clients will break out from, so I discontinued using them. But the Lysol I've had zero problem with, and it works every single time. But that, my friends, is a perfectly running, cleaned, sharpened, and adjusted clippers. All right, everyone, that's it. That's how you take your clippers and sharpen and adjust your clippers to where they cut very cleanly, very neatly. You can do this right in your own home or right at your own shop. All right, so stay tuned. We got a lot more videos coming for you. And remember our motto, respect yourself, because image is everything.